Hey there. Do you want to make comics? Maybe you're just not sure where to start? Hi, I'm Jay Sheik, and I teach art and draw comics for a living. And I have got a fun exercise for you to try out today, but for this, you are going to need three things. Firstly, you're going to need 2 sheets of blank paper. You're going to need a Sharpie. And then most importantly, you're going to need an old nursery rhyme. Could be anything, something fairly short, something that has some storytelling in it, like Little Miss Muffet or Jack Horner or even Baba Black Sheep. Pick out a nursery rhyme that works for you, and let's get started. So you might also need a notebook and a pencil for this, a place to write down that rhyme first and then to start working out ideas. Are you going to go literal or go with a visual metaphor for this and just start thumbnailing the comic out in a sketchbook, writing out, breaking up the text of the rhyme, how it's going to fit the page, how it's going to fit 2 pages exactly, and just floating different ideas out there to see what sticks. Next, we're going to bring out the pieces of paper and the Sharpie to start laying out those panel borders and making this comic. Please feel free to use a ruler if you need to ensure that your panel borders are nice and straight with good legible gutters. And we're going to start drawing the comic. Now, going straight ahead into Sharpie can result in some stronger decision making, but it also makes it harder to go back on decisions. So if you want to draw this out in pencil first and then ink back over it into Sharpie, that's perfectly all right as well. What I'm going to do now is jump cut to my finished Sharpie comic, The Lion and the Unicorn. And you can see that I've set mine up as a visual metaphor where I have a white boxer versus a black boxer. And what you'll see is kind of the Great Depression era when Jim Crow laws were still very much in place. And we see the very, very different treatment of these two men. The things that they share in common, that they're both waiting in bread lines, but one has, police officers after him, while the other is allowed into different social settings, can relax. Even if he's lost the match, he's still in some ways kind of a king in a sense. He has rights and privileges that perhaps this other boxer does not. I liked the Sharpie comic so well that I did a much more finished, polished version of it that I ultimately submitted to the Platform Comics Short Comics competition in 2019 and ended up as a finalist. I didn't win, but I got this cool little laurel to go with it, and I have this much more polished, finished comic that I can show off. But that's it in a nutshell. That's a Sharpie comic. So go find yourself a Sharpie, go find yourself a couple of pieces of paper, figure out which nursery rhyme resonates with you the most, and get drawing.